We're live, we're burning. Oh god, here we go. This will be something else to watch out for. If anyone sees anything burning, there'll be added entertainment there. Right, okay, first things first. Just gonna clear off the pendulum, just make sure it's ready to work. Okay. And we're also going to clear out the cards. Just try and get the smoke through them. Okay. I might have done a bit too much smoke. It'll be interesting. It's like having a smoke machine in the room. Oops, here we go. I'm not having the cards fall out yet. As I said, it's a bit of a big deck. We're just going to do an easy shuffle. I'm not doing any of the fancy stuff. I'm not going to bend my decks. I can't do it. Okay, right, I think that'll do for now. Ooh. I'm not going to smoke out the other decks or the other cards as yet, only because I want to get these narrowed down first, and then we'll see what comes out, and then we can make a decision as to what we need to know using the rest of the decks. Okay. So, okay, let's just see what happens with these. Okay. Brace yourselves, we're going to... Oh, hello. Right, hold on a second. Right, is that one? Yes, that's a card that's needed. Okay, right. Put that one there. I'm going to have to sort out my desk, is getting a little bit out of order. Right, okay. So, again, if this is the first, if you've been enticed by the introductory video that I've just done, I didn't explain that I use the pendulum to pull the cards. That's just choice. It's just what I have found works for me. And quite a few people have said that it has proved to be quite accurate. Part of the reason I like doing it that way is that the pendulum goes over the top. You'll see me put the pendulum across. It'll either circle for yes, it will do a line for no. If it's no, then the cards will come off. Then we'll just keep on narrowing down until we get the reading that we need. Let me just get this organised for a second. Right, I'm just going to open the deck and put the cards out of the way. So what we can do is, as we go along, we'll get the cards narrowed down. Okay, right, hopefully this won't take too long. Right, let's go. I think anyone who's watching card readings at the moment is kind of trying to figure out what the hell's going on with the world. If there's a lot of good astrologers out there at the moment, as I said, I've mentioned Steve Judd and Penny Thornton, so I will link their videos because they're both extremely good at explaining the energy, what's going on at the moment, how it relates to history, which personally I think people need to sit up and take some notice of, and what happens in the next couple of months is going to shape the world going forward. So let's just see, however, what these cards are going to tell us. Right, go. Okay. come down. Quite glad to see it. Sometimes, especially using the pendulum, you never know exactly what you're going to get right. I'm going to sort these 3 cards out because then I can sort out the rest. No, no, no. Okay, those 2. Right. I'm just going to get the cards down. Once I get down to how many cards are needed, I'll then ask the pendulum to try and give us an order so that we know whether there's a particular card that is relevant for now. The next ones will probably show moving on from now, so probably next month, and then it'll probably give us outcome cards, so possible where the energy is going to be taking us. Okay, I'll come back to that one in a moment. Is that a no? No. Okay, alright, well done. Well done. What's going on here? Right, what do you, oh, right. So, saying yes to those. Okay, now, this occasionally happens, not too often, but it is happening today. Right, let's just see. Does this contain cards that we need to see for December? Okay, you weren't sure about it. How about that one? Okay. Right, you've just, oh, right, okay, hold on a second. Cards for December, January, February. Okay, I'm getting rid of those ones. I'm taking a chance, going with my gut. Right. Let's just segregate these down, see where we're going. Right. Yes. No. Okay, this one's gone. So, is that another card? That's another card. Right. Let's do these 2. Another card. Okay, it's done. Let's just spread these out. Okay, so we've got 2 there. Okay, so that's another card. Okay. Cool. All right, let's see what we've got then. So this is going to be the first part of the reading. Now it's given us 7 cards. Just move that. Oh. Sorry, getting a bit freaked out. I'm starting to knock the embers over, and there are videos. I won't tell you where. If you want to see me burn myself, please go through my videos. You'll find it. It's worth the wait. There we go. So let's have a look at this and see what we're going for. Okay, right. Anchor cards. Now, this is where the anchor cards really are for where we are right now. I think what I'll do is I'll do where we are right now, next 2 months, outcome, and see if the pendulum's going to work that way. So, cards for right now. Okay, so those 2 are right now. Okay. Let's just see. Are these cards for particular months? Okay, so let's say those are right now. Which are the next cards that we need to see? Okay, that's those cards. Right. Which are the next cards we need? Okay. Working well. Right, so this is possible outcome. Okay, that wasn't too bad. The cards have been cooperative, shall we say. Right. Okay. So, let's flip over and see what we've got for now. Okay, so let's have a look through. I'm just going to try possibly tip this up or keep it down for a second. We'll see what we get from these. So right. So, the first card we got is Friends. Now, this has the sign on it for... let's just double check. Yeah, Scorpio. So, the number 3. We've just had... so this got the words on it as friendship, group, soul tribe, third person, contact, relate, network, show up, hang out, meet in person, social media, interpersonal relationships, togetherness, friendlessness. Okay, right, so then we've got baggage. Okay, and it's the number 7, and that is going to be Pisces. So, with baggage, the words are excess, unresolved issues held together, preparedness, pack rat, fearing separation, heavy burdens, responsibility, necessities, prepared to go, next phase, long journey. Okay, right. Next card we've got is 4 of Cancer. And for this one, it's mirror. So it's self-aware, seeing clearly, ego, facing issues, self-assessment, self-improvement, insecure, make comparisons, reflection, obsessed, narcissistic, vain, self-love, self-appreciation. Okay. Then it moved on to flag. So that's 6, and that is the ram for Aries. So flag stands for achievement, recognition, overthrow, success, victory, winner, conquest, mastery, bragging rights, carry the day, plans are coming to fruition, and king of the mountain. So that's present. This is where we're moving on to, this is where we go beyond. Now, okay, we got 5 of Cancer, an urn. Now, before I read this card, it does mention death. The thing when you're reading cards is, especially if people are doing tarot, they fear the death card. Now, in some regions, yes, it may indicate, but majority of the times where death comes up in a card, the card will actually indicate the end of something, end of a relationship, end of a difficult period. It will be up to the person you're reading for to actually understand where that comes in. So the urn card in the deck states loss, death, forfeiture, grief, closed up, bereaved, breakup, poverty, collapse, dispossess, remove, dismantle, deprive, absence, change of state, setback, it's over, done. Then we've got 8 of Aquarius, and it's the fish hook. So, powerless, feeling helpless, paralysed, vulnerable, trapped, temptation, bait, con game, great catch, luck, prosperity, resourcefulness, abundance, oh God, multiplication principle. Whew, there we go. Right. Okay. Then, working through all of that, this is the potential that we have to achieve. So this is 8, and this one is, get your eyes in gear, this is 8 of Taurus, okay, beehive. So beehive says diligent, persistent, stamina, application, tireless, mindful, hard work, devoted, fruitful, busy, conscientious, energetic, continual harvest, endurance, effort, patient, and concentration. Now, I'm going to read these cards, including the picture, and I will give you my interpretation using the words on here. Okay, hold on a second. So, let's just see. What should we do first? Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the pendulum over the top. I'm going to ask it to show, right, show me positive, show me negative. So I'm going to put it over the card, and I'm going to ask it to show me whether we need the positive meaning or the negative reading on the card. That way it narrows it down. If you're looking at these cards and there's something that's, if the pendulum gives us a different meaning and you recognise something on these cards that you are going through at the moment, then please work with what you understand. Because although this is a generalised reading, but it may be possible that you might get something different from it that you need to see. So, is this a positive card? Negative. Positive. 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 So, positive. Positive. Okay. Positive. Negative. Positive. Right, okay. So, on this one, it's indicated that these are the positive sides of this. So, realistically, that's everything apart from the last one. This is a time, I mean, I'm recording this just before American Thanksgiving, before we head into the holiday season, shall we put it that way. I think we're at a point where we are thinking about family or friends, buying presents, getting together, hanging out together, meeting up, using social media. It's possible even a sign of, you know, relationships starting or relationships being in a good place. So it has good connotations tied to it. So that's where we're going at the moment. That was positive as well. Positive? Yeah. That was negative. Negative. Positive. Negative. Positive. Okay. So, the other thing that we're going is obviously with the baggage. This one spoke to me quite a lot at the moment. I mean, the first one did as well with the social media, but this one is, you know, baggage. It can be going away on holiday. I mean, you might be getting away to go and see family, go and visit friends, have a break. The other thing with baggage is we carry so much with us. So many situations that haven't gone right, relationships that didn't work, people that we've drifted away from. And I think we're at a point where this season, I think it's going to really be a time where we sit down and we decide what we want to carry with us going forward. What we need to let go of. What's holding us down? What's making us feel less than we are? I mean, I know it's a positive card, so, you know, as it says, it could be letting go to be able to start on the new journey. Whether we're giving up a role that we really wanted or a relationship that we're having to move elsewhere. But, I mean, again, it was indicating that this was a positive thing. So I think more out of anything, this is going to be for people who are getting ready to go away, to meet family, to get together. I think it is a time to let go of bad feelings. I do think it's also a case that if you're in a position where it's not going to serve you if you do go and spend time, or you need to cut off people, do it, because it will put you in a better position yourself. So that was now. This is where we're going to. So the mirror, obviously, this came out with, I think, hold on, no, this was a negative. So I resonate with this. My sun sign is Cancerian, but one of the biggest things is that the sun reflects who you are. And I struggle to see the soft Cancerian side. My Leo moon is the one that really dominates a lot, and there's an aspect that we've figured out recently where my sister is a Leo sun, and my moon actually sits on her sun. And in that respect, where the sun shows how you want to be seen to other people, the moon actually represents how you reflect to other people. So people see me as brash, loud, domineering, but also that we look like each other. We've always said we don't, we do. But this card also reflects, I think we're at a time where we all need to look at ourselves, and not in the good light. We do need to look at what's underneath. Is there things about ourselves that we need to change? I know I am. That's where, with the baggage, I'm having to let go of some stuff. I think also this is saying we need to have a look at ourselves and maybe stop being so negative about ourselves. We've all got flaws. We don't all look like a model out of Vogue magazine. God knows I'm getting shorter the more than the longer life goes on, and I really struggle with that. I think it's also just asking ourselves, in the terms of letting go, sometimes I think also we need to let go of our need to compare ourselves to others. I think it also could be a bit that we need to find the more human side of ourselves. And maybe soften how we look upon ourselves as well, so that we don't give ourselves a hard time. Right. Then we come on to the flag, which again was not a positive. It was coming out as a negative. So I think this is saying, I mean, it's Aries. Aries is a bit of right, okay, I wasn't going to go into it. I will bring up a bit of astrology. Next year, there is a major planetary alignment coming up in Aries. Aries is the sign of drive. It's also is the first house of the zodiac, and it discusses will. I will. I think this is indicating that we need to be careful about our wills, what we want. And I think it also indicates that we need to take a step back and forget about who's king of the castle, who's flying the flag, to get out of the warlike attitude that seems to be hanging around far too much at the moment. That maybe what we need to do is, recognise what we've achieved, but what is it that we win? What does winning bring to us? Do we need to look at what is going on right now globally and see that this kind of energy is what's been used to ignite conflict, to encourage division? That at the moment we need to find a middle ground, and I think the way that we need to do that is that we need to be able to look at ourselves, decide, is there things that we need to really take another look at and take a step back from, and decide what is it we're worth, that's worth winning at the expense of others. Anyway, so if that's kind of what we've got to work on, then obviously this came up and said it was a positive. So where it said positive, okay, there's not a lot of positives on there. But the thing that I would work on is, it's about changing perspective. It's about maybe with that we're going to have to face up to, you know, there are battles we cannot win. And we need to decide how we bring that to a close. I mean, it says remove, so maybe it's a case that we have to look at removing and getting rid of things that we no longer need. You know, clothes. Do we need to change our homes? Are there things that we can change in ourselves? That means that we move away from this energy. So, the next one that came up was fish hooks. Okay, so again with this, it was saying, oh, let's see, hold on, which one did you say? Was that positive or negative? Positive, negative, negative, okay. So, again, I think again, this is again just indicating what are we hooked on at the moment. Is it that we're going to realise with the change of state of the situation, maybe it's going to open up to what we were hooked on that we need to give up on? That if we can untangle ourselves from this, I mean, there's interesting there's interesting information on there. Con game. It is a case of unhooking ourselves. Have a look at ourselves and decide, you know, someone's dangling that bait in the water. Is it as good as it looks? The card could also be an indication that maybe you can see that hook, but don't grab it. Have a think about things first. So the last card that came out was Beehive. Now this was indicating that it's a positive card. So I think, again, where it's ending up is, this is saying you know, this card doesn't really have a negative word on it. The thing with the beehive is that it contains bees. Bees are big families. They all work together. They all have a place in that society. They work together to produce honey, one of the sweetest things you can ever get. Natural. I think it's indicating that we've got work to do, but the possibilities of what can come out are good. That maybe we're going to feel more positive about things, that we're going to see our achievements be rewarded, that what baggage we've left behind, where we've changed the state of mind, where we've had a look at that bait and we've got away from it, just to see where we're going to be. It's not a card saying it's going to be easy. It's indicating there'll be work, but at the same time, the words all indicate that there will be positivity with it. So, I'm going to stop this video because my mouth is obviously giving out. What I'm going to do is I'm then going to pull out the other cards and we'll see how they relate to this and if they give us further meaning. Thank you for putting up with me so far. I hope you get something from this.